You know, when you decided that you wanted to write, and you have this, I think, hysterical scenario of going to a writer's workshop and looking for some formulas on what will make your writing work or sell or whatever. Do you find yourself, now that you've written a few books, and in this exchange that you described, you discover there is no formula, but are you trying to, do you work with one even maybe unconsciously now that you've got some books out, you've got some coming? Do you work with a structure now, or how does this happen for you?
Early on, my books are memoir, but often it's sort of topical memoir. So rather than chronological, here's what happened first, here's what happened second, I try to take an issue, either it's a theological idea or a topic like money or something like this, and I try to write from camera angles about that topic. And so let's say, you know, I'm trying to write about the topic of finances or money. Then I want to look from various camera angles at the topic and let the reader come to his own conclusions. So that's one formula I'm doing. So I'm just looking for different perspectives. But the other, it's not necessarily a formula, but I grew up, you know, listening to teachers, made horrible grades, did terrible in school, you know, grew up in church also, couldn't pay attention to the sermons, just couldn't do it. And whatever it is about having 3 points and then a poem doesn't work for me. And I don't learn, I daydream, I check out, and so I wanted to figure out a new way of communicating. And in order to do that, what I thought was, how is it that I realize an idea is true? I mean, how does my brain actually work? Well, my brain doesn't suddenly go, oh, here's a point, and then 2 weeks later, oh, there's a second point, and 3 weeks later, oh, there's the third point. This proves that idea is true. And then let's wrap it up with a poem. My brain doesn't do that. Well, what my brain does is it has experiences. So I talked to this girl at this coffee shop, and she said this, and I don't even remember it. And then I'm reading a book, and it has this paragraph, and I go, oh, you know, that reminds me of that thing that she said. And then, you know, I wreck my car, and it puts me in this emotional state where this sort of thing, and I'm hypersensitive to this, and then I get this letter, and that solidifies all 4 of those things until not just my head agrees with the idea, it has dramatically impacted the way I feel about life. And so when I write a chapter, I'm trying to go, I want to paint these experiences to create that. So that by the time the reader's done with this chapter about this topic, they understand it holistically. And I think a lot of times what happens is this is the way all of us learn. We learn this way. And then what we do is once we've learned it, we try to rationalize it intellectually. And then our speech, trying to help other people understand it, is the rationalization. It isn't the process of coming to terms with the idea. And I want to write the process of coming to terms with the idea.